Hello everyone, I am Xerix Lord Sentinel, and welcome back to CG4. The pirates continue to be dominant in the Northern Ocean, with a multitude of ships and decent zone control with the Selkie, who has missed a chain shot against the fleeing Corsair. The Corsairs still have a plan in place for dealing with the pirates, but seem to be taking it slow. The Cursed are doing quite well in their corner of the world. They have launched the Grand Misfortune with a captain and helmsman. They have also placed a couple UTs they have collected so far on the Misfortune. The Americans continue to move about, with ships going here and there. The James Madison on the lower right has loaded a full hold of metals. The UT John's Hook allows the Madison to keep her helmsman and still load 4 coins. The Dutch are heading back to their home island. The world-weary Prince Willem is looking forward to docking to unload her cargo and acquire a helmsman. The Forward makes land and explores the English Food Island. The Half Moon is unaware that the large mercenary ship is just on the other side of the island. The Matuku is almost home with goods. The mercenaries are a good distance away from most of the factions, except the Spanish, whose home island can be seen in the lower left. The French deploy 2 mid-sized gunships in the Belle Étoile and the Bonne Chance to keep their gold runners safe. The resources around the French are not that valuable, but the French are acquiring large amounts of them. The San Pedro and La Monarca make land at the Spanish Spice Island. La Monarca is already on her way back, thanks to her ability to move S after loading treasure. The Hoya del Sol and Collector del Dia have taken a whirlpool into the archipelago, and have positioned themselves to go for either resources or for good old-fashioned gold. The Morning Star is likely to follow suit, but is taking a northern approach. El Equimista made it home with her cargo of spices and picked up her helmsman. The Spanish used all of their gold once again to launch La Zaragoza with the helmsman and Rise of the Fiends limited edition Dominic Freda. The Jade Fleet has essentially been stalled, and all their efforts are now focused on dealing with the UT situation. The Sea Duck positions herself to be explored by the Noble Swan, thus giving her the enemy of the state UT. The Virtuous Wind is preparing to give plague to the Swan as well. Cafe Amont succeeded with the same action twice, and the Seeker moved twice to get closer to home. The Conglomerate has struggled and hopes to finally get things in motion. The Half Moon docks and loads food. First Mate Ismail now notices that they are not alone. The crew hopes that the presence of the Dover will be enough to ward off the Forward if it becomes aggressive. The Alexander is just shy of the large Textiles Island. Textiles will most likely only be valuable for another 2 rounds, which is when the resources will change value. The English split their fleet up, with the Aberdeen Baron sailing for the Textiles Island, the Sea Tiger heading south for more food, and the Hyena passing the Hound on her way back north. The Lady Provost has made it home and unloaded a cargo of food. The pirates increased their presence around the Textiles Island, unloading a town upgrade and officially making the island theirs. The Selkie's extreme range is visible, as she is almost able to hit the Corsairs at their home island. The pirates continue operations in the south as well, with refurbished and repaired Santa Isabel ready to sail at last. The pirates capped off their turn by launching the first 10-master of the game. The Stormcloud is put into the water at the pirate home island, with her linked crew, Roberto Alcantara, a helmsman, a shipwright, oarsman, and 2 face-down crew. The Stormcloud was also given the homemade flag UT, which reduces cannon ranges against her to S, adding a layer of defense to the mighty ship, on top of the house rule that requires 2 hits in the same shoot action to eliminate a mast. The Cursed are sorting out their plague problem, and pondering what to do next. The Vikings are nervous, being as close as they are to the pirates. The resources they've been gathering have not been as valuable, but they are getting by. The Corsairs have been forced to explore in different areas for gold. Here they branch out east, away from the pirates, but toward the English. The Dutch continue to head for home, and are looking forward to getting back on track after a bit of a slow start. American ships continue to head west, while some resource ships sail back and forth from resource islands. The Matuku unloads resources at the mercenary home island, where the mercenaries have a small stash of resources and some abandoned crew. The Forward loads her food and heads for home, much to the relief of the English. Like the mercenaries, the French move about and unload resources at their home island. Their fleet is small compared to some of the others, but they seem to be doing well. The San Pedro and La Monarca head for home, while the Alquimista and Saragossa make for the Spices Island. The Hoya del Sol has almost made land at the lumber island in the archipelago, literally just a hair's breadth away. The Colector del Dia has made land at the Textiles Island, and is preparing to explore it for Spain. The Morning Star is taking a long way into the archipelago, taking over the various terrain in that part of the ocean. Like the Dutch and Cursed, the Jades are sorting out their plague problem and are looking to get going once again. The Seeker succeeds at her SAT again, and docks home some much-needed gold for the conglomerate. Now with 23 gold to their name, the conglomerate spent all of it, launching 2 ships. The Ignition, with Kina and linked Akar, and the Reihi. The Alexander finally made land at the Textiles Island the English had previously explored. The Aberdeen Baron is following behind, and some Corsairs are interested as well. Unfortunately, the resources will change next turn, and it is unlikely that textiles will remain valuable. Elsewhere, the Dover made land at the Food Island, seeing off the Half Moon, with the Sea Tiger a move action away from making land herself. The Hyena returns north, with an eye to return to the Spices Island, but also to go further north and east. The Hound docks home some additional resources for the English, giving them 19 gold to work with. Once again, the English spend all of their gold, launching the Dawn Treader with Rise of the Fiend's Thomas Gunn. And that wraps up this report. The pirates look like the odds-on favorites at the moment, with more ships than any 2 factions at this point. Some factions are just getting their feet under them after a slow or rocky start. Unfortunately, CG4 updates will become even less frequent, as A7X fan Ben will be leaving for training in the Navy. We have decided that CG4 will continue as we are available, which means whenever we can fit in a round of turns. This means that the game pace will slow down even more, or that perhaps the game will be put on hiatus. That said, if you want to see what happens next, make sure you're subscribed. If you liked what you saw, hit that like button. Thank you for watching, and I'll see you all next time.